everybody. Ross Skorzewski coming to you live from our studio here in Green Bay. This is the Dr. Patrick Flynn Show. I am your host, and joining me today, obviously, as you are seeing right next to me, is not Dr. Patrick Flynn. He is out on business today, so I have the honor of being able to spend the next 30 minutes with this amazing man, our clinic director from the Green Bay office here in, obviously, Green Bay, Wisconsin, Dr. Jason Nobles, the Sugar Daddy. What's going on, my man?
That is a term I've not heard in a long, long time.
Which one?
Sugar Daddy.
Sugar Daddy? I mean, you're still the Sugar Daddy, even though it went away.
It did go away, but I just haven't heard it in a long time.
Well, I always see you as a Sugar Daddy because you just sweeten up my life.
Well, I have that effect on you.
So how is everybody doing today? It is a beautiful Tuesday. Guess what today is, ladies and gentlemen? Can you, come on, let me know. What is today? It is
Birds
the
are
20th.
singing.
It's what? Birds are singing. I saw my
blue
first
skies.
robin.
It is the first day of spring.
First day of spring. And we are excited about that because that means warmer weather is on the way, but apparently not today.
No, not today.
Not today, but
This
in the
past
studio.
weekend.
Oh, it was beautiful this last weekend, but it is a beautiful 73 degrees here in the studio, and we are going to be going over some great information with you today. But hey, you've got a talk coming up here in a couple weeks that I want to draw attention to. It's going to be here in Green Bay, April
12th.
at Celebration Church, starting at what time?
6 o'clock p.m.
And the title of your presentation is going to be
The Wellness Way Journey to Weight Loss.
The Wellness Way Journey to Weight Loss. And I know that a lot of people have been asking questions, and we've kind of been avoiding them on the show because Doc doesn't like really talking about those types of questions. And he's like, no, get Jason up there. Get Greg up there to talk about weight loss. And so we're going to focus on that today, but that's what your talk at Celebration Church is about. And it's also, if you are in the area, come. Where do they go to get tickets?
They go to Eventbrite. Nancy's actually going to share the link on the comments.
Perfect.
But free tickets, and we'll also be streaming live to
Streaming live.
offices around the country.
That's beautiful. So if you're not able to actually be there in person, you can also sign up, and I believe you purchase a link, and you can watch it live. And it is going to be a great talk. He always presents great information because it's not just information; it's also part of his personal story. And you even have the picture. I think you sent him over some things. A little bit of your history is that weight loss to you, it's a big deal, and doing it right, doing it the right way, and approaching sugars and all that stuff. It's what you had to overcome in your life to get to become this dead sex, a human being that you are right now. Sorry for that. We were just
Hi, laddie.
Hi, laddie. So give us a little bit of a history of why you're so passionate about this.
Well, because I was very good at being bad or sassy, as we say in the office, because weight gain is really super easy.
Yeah.
And I was good at it. I mean, top notch. I could have got paid for it.
So you're not talking about attitude. You're talking about eating habits.
I'm talking
Sassy.
about eating sassy. I mean, growing up, I was literally a sugar junkie. I'd go to the airport with my dad, and he'd like map out the flight plans, and I would go by the coffee pot, because by the coffee pot they had the little box of sugar cubes.
Yes. Just one after the other.
One after the other. Soda. We had a Orange Crush was my. I don't want to say my jam because it sounds really stupid.
It's my jam.
But that was my go-to. And then we lived right down the street from a mini golf course. So I would take my dollar down there pretty much every day of the summer and get a full bag full of candy back when cans of soda were 25 cents. Whew, man.
So what was, I know, like I said, we're focusing on weight loss today because you have questions about it. So what do you weigh right now?
According to the scale last night at the end of the day, fully clothed, 210.
210. And what were you at your highest?
280.
280. So you got a 70
70
pound
pounds,
difference between the person that you were to who you are now. And this is a really good talk because we get questions all the time. As a matter of fact, the first question that we have today, and I want to really kick off this dialogue with you, and let's just go right to this question because I think it's a quick fix that a lot of people are looking for. They want to know how quick. And can I get this done in 30 days? Can I get this done in 2 weeks? How much weight can I lose? And it doesn't help that Hollywood, shows that you can pack on a crap load of weight and then all of a sudden, miraculously, in a period of weeks, get back to having, rock hard abs and all that jazz. So here it is for this man right here, the Sugar Daddy.
I have a comment on that too.
Please, go ahead right quick.
Well, the Hollywood thing.
Yeah.
The movie that always sticks out for me is Castaway. Right?
Yes,
Tom Hanks
Tom
goes
Hanks,
from overweight
yes.
to massively skin and bones to back toward like a normal weight. But I have on my desk, I have the Diabetes Prevention Journal. He's on the cover of it because of that movie. he essentially broke his metabolic system, and he's now type 2 diabetic.
Because of that movie. He became such an
Because of
involved,
those
active,
massive swings that he put his body through, he crashed it.
crash it. Now he's a type 2 diabetic because of that movie. That's insane.
Yep, he does not process sugar well anymore.
Well, then let's talk about this a little bit more. Let's get into this question. This person says, as someone who has struggled with weight, is there a way to kickstart a fast weight loss in a healthy way?
Yes.
Why are you smiling?
Well,
I'm laughing because it seems like this is what everybody would want. Like this is a formulaic approach to weight loss, and I don't know if it is.
well, the best thing to do is actually get rid of the thing that measures weight in your house, the scale. Because there's a really good image out there. It has like 5 to 7 women standing side by side, and they all weigh 150 pounds. And they all have completely different body structures. So it's going to be something we're going to be talking about at my event, and one of the reasons why I keep advertising that I'm bringing a sledgehammer. It's going to be fun.
Oh, no.
But set that aside for a second. When we talk about straight, is there a good way to start losing weight? The easiest way to do it is obviously get tested and find out where your body is at so that you can go about it the right way. And then how I always like to start is adding in good stuff first.
Sure.
Because if you start depriving a person of it, it makes it a lot harder to stick to, and it makes it a lot harder on the body when all of a sudden you start starving it of things, and all of a sudden the cravings and everything kick in full force.
Sure. So when it comes to dieting, really, it's kind of what I see here. Everybody's looking at that next fad, that next big weight loss program. Really, if we start at the epicenter of getting tested, find out what the body needs or does not need or can handle and can't handle, you can begin to put together a program just based on what types of foods you're eating that will help set the stage for introductory weight loss.
Right. And yes, and that's one of the major things is everybody gets a lot of things wrong where they try to get lean in the gym. But you get lean in the kitchen. It always has to start with food. And whether or not but there's too much bad information out there. There's too many people touting the food pyramid or touting this diet or this diet or this diet, or you got to eat this or you got to do this, and telling people what they have to do without knowing anything about that human person.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So whether it's certain macros people want to hit or certain foods we want to cut out of our diet or certain things, you can go on Dr. Google and you can get so much information on there and try to make sense out of it.
Sure.
Without any specific guidance, and it's really hard.
Absolutely.
That's why, and the worst part is having a friend that a diet worked for.
Yeah.
Because they will swear up and down,
Yes.
this diet, you got to do it, you got to do it, you got to just drink cabbage juice and you'll be fine, you'll be great, you'll shed 10 pounds in 2 days, and then on the third day, gain it all back.
Interesting.
So.
Interesting. So really, I think a part of this too, it's an emotional journey as well for a lot of people, because if you go into thinking that you're going to have this quick fix to weight loss and you don't get the response that you're looking for, like you said, if you've got that friend who the diet worked perfectly for, is able to shed pounds left and right with ease, but yet you're not, that emotional venture for a lot of people, because food is an emotional soothing component to many people's lives as well.
Whoever said food is more emotional than it ever is physical? Who is that guy?
Who is that guy?
I'm sitting in his chair right now.
He's sitting in the chair. Doc, that was you that said that. Say it again one more time.
Food is always more emotional than it ever is physical.
Absolutely, and I think that's part of this. So when I hear this question myself and read it to you, as someone who has struggled with weight, is there a way to kickstart a fast weight loss? But it's not just about how fast can you kick it into gear, but it's also about consistency.
Yep.
It's about longevity, and it's about mindset and winning that emotional battle too, because if you don't get the results or if you plateau, what happens then?
Right. And a fast kickstart weight loss, let's say you want to lose 10 pounds, you lose 10 pounds in 2 weeks, now what? That doesn't give you enough time to build the habits to make that last. And that's where most of the problems and the struggles kick in.
So when we talk about habits, it's dietary, but it's also exercise. I would imagine to a degree, but even that can go too far as well, where people place, so much of an emphasis on exercise for that component of weight loss that they never really adjust the dietary component.
Right. Right. And they'll go at it from that component to where I worked out and I burned 500 calories, so now I can go drink that latte at Starbucks. And they reward themselves with sugar because now you burned off the calories. But calories in versus calories out is such bunk that body doesn't work that way. I said bunk.
You said bunk.
I did.
Such bunk.
Well, I was told we were G-rated here, and I can't say what I want to say all the time.
We are kind of G-rated. You know, we don't want to be an equal opportunity
Unless I
offender
say it in
all the
Irish.
time. Yeah, we say it on Irish, right?
Yes.
It's full of bunk. Malarkey.
Bollocks.
Well, you know, and there's just a lot out there. Like you said, there's a lot of information in regards to weight loss, dietary fads, programs, this and that. And even going along with that, I've kind of got a chain of emails here with questions. And to me, they kind of go hand in hand because I think a lot of people, unfortunately, approach this next topic for the purpose of weight loss instead of a lot of the other health benefits primarily. And this question comes to us like this. What kind of detox do you recommend doing to lose baby weight rapidly?
My answer to that would be detoxing your. How do I say it?
I don't know. Why?
Feed your baby breast milk. That is the best way because your body consumes so much energy in making breast milk that you lose a massive amount of weight and it's so beneficial for your hormones that way that literally that is the best way. And if you detox immediately after having a baby and you are breastfeeding, you're pulling so many toxins into your system, not into your system, but into your bloodstream and circulation that you're going to pass those along.
So really,
So
once
detox
again,
before getting
Right.
pregnant, and then afterwards, just do what your body's supposed to do.
is a detox, is that the right mindset to have going into a detox? Is it for the purpose of weight loss, or is it, should the mind be thinking something different? Because like I said, these chain of emails here, everybody wants quick, they want fast, they want the detox so that they can lose the weight, whether she's still breastfeeding or not, or she's has her baby weight from maybe the child's 2 to 3 years old. I don't know, but it's quick, quick, quick. It's now, now, now. It's like microwave mentality. I can get popcorn in 2 minutes.
Yep.
Well, I want to lose my weight in 2 days.
Yeah.
And I should start with a detox. But that's not really what a detox is about.
Right. No, I mean, we've had people detox and lose 50 pounds. We've had people detox and lose a pound. So it's about getting the crud out of your system, not all of a sudden burning fat because you starve yourself of some of the junk that you previously put in. So it's tough that way going about it from a weight loss perspective because everybody is positioned when they get to that spot. They still might be hormone deficient. They still might be dealing with other immune system factors or stressors or whatever it is. That starving your body of calories, essentially, it's not starving your body, but depriving your calorie intake doesn't necessarily transmit to weight loss.
Yeah. I got a comment here real quick because I just saw Dr. Jacques Moser's comment in the comment section because when he came out and said, well, I don't know how to say this, breastfeed. We're not saying that you, ladies and gentlemen, should now go out and become consumers of breast when you're saying breastfeed the baby.
Yes,
Dr.
breastfeed the
Jacques
baby.
from Structured Chiropractic out on the East Coast. But, you know, it's a good point, though. I like
Steelers
this.
fans.
You know, when we even start talking about detoxing, we have one that we do here in the office from time to time, and it's 30 days, and sometimes we take it beyond that. And after your body's been through, you know, repeat detox, sometimes you can look at a 10-day. But what is a good way for somebody to approach detox, especially when you're looking at time? I mean, not everybody, from what I've learned, is always ready for an immediate detox.
Nobody is.
Say that again.
Nobody is.
So nobody's ready for an immediate onset of a detox regimen.
Right.
Without having to do what?
Without having to prep the body first. You have to get some healing, especially in the gut, because we detox 3 different ways, through our skin and our sweat, which means a lot of people will go through that process and they haven't sweat in years. Literally, I've heard this many times where all of a sudden they start sweating and it stinks. It's like, good.
Good.
Would you rather have it inside your body? Through the kidneys and the bladder and we pee it out, or we poop it out, which means it has to go from the liver and the gallbladder into the bowel. And if you have a lot of GI inflammation in your bowel from crappy diets or foods or infections or whatever it is, you're going to pull all those toxins right back into your system.
Absolutely.
You're going to get sick all over again, except this time there's a massive onslaught of it and you really feel the symptomatology of it.
Good. So once again, remember, in a lot of this stuff, you know, we are always talking about on the show that testing. Get in and get good counsel, get the right information. And that's why I'm liking these topics today, because it is an area that you are passionate about. But there is, like you've said, so much misinformation out there. And people literally, I mean, you can go to, you know, health stores. You can go to GNC, whatever that is. All these places that have these detoxing kits, and everybody's just doing the next latest and greatest fad. But I also wonder, are they potentially doing more damage to their body than they are actually good? Sure, they might lose weight along the process, but what's actually happening on the inside that is more counterproductive than productive?
When we are, say that again, what are we talking about, straight detox or just?
Well, just, everybody wanting the quick fix.
Right.
And just thinking that, you can just walk into a store, you can see the detox kits, 7-day,
Yeah,
10-day, and then boom, but what's really going on in the inside?
What happens on day 8? What happens on day 11?
Exactly.
If you don't make the change mentally before you even start, you're going to lose.
And that's really what we do here at the Wellness Way. We're not just talking about the next fad. We're not just talking about this next, 20 to 30 day or 6 month. We're talking about lifestyle change.
Right.
And that's part of the problem, doing the show with you guys and with Dr. Patrick is at some level, people still want to live and eat on a dysfunctional level, but yet they want all the benefits by the get skinny quick programs, but yet they still want to feel better, but they still want to eat like garbage.
Right.
And that's like you said, you could have a 7-day detox, but what happens day 8?
Yeah, and when it takes you 4, 5, 10, 15 years to get sick and overweight, and you want to lose it in a week, it's unrealistic. It's not how the body works.
And that's another thing too.
And then people get frustrated and they quit and they give up and they completely go the other way.
And the other way. And how many people do? They hit their weight loss goal and then they can't keep it off because they never really brought into their lifestyle a pattern of consistency to keep it off.
Right.
They hit that goal and then they're done.
Yep.
Then they're tapping out and they think that they've arrived and achieved, but yet they've never set themselves up for the long game, as we talk a lot about here.
Right.
Really, when it comes to even personal growth and development, but even when you approach your health and wellness concerns, you got to think about the long game. Do me a favor here. Let's talk real quick. And let's say hi to a lot of the individuals who are joining us today. We've got Connie Lentz. Hi, doctors. Once again, I am not a doctor, but I will gladly play one on this show. So
Dr. Ross Skorzewski.
Dr. Ross Allen Skorzewski. Yes, and we've got Dr. Kalina Wells. We've got Jorvie. And I believe that there is also, like I said, Ashley Balza, David N. Smith, Cynthia Chic. Dr. Cynthia, how are you doing today? I heard that we need to have a phone conversation. I can't wait because it's always an awesome time talking with you. Dr. Jacques Moser, how are things out on the East Coast? Beautiful. Also, ladies and gentlemen.
Pittsburgh. He's in like central
Pittsburgh.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Is it? What did I say?
East Coast.
Well, it is kind of East Coast.
No,
still.
not even close.
Well, then what are we?
He can't walk to the ocean.
Are we more East or West?
No.
What are we?
Midwest.
See,
We're in the middle of the West.
See,
I don't know how we get Middle West because we're closer to the East than we are the West.
Well, a little
we're not in the Middle
geography
East
lesson
either.
for you here on the Dr. Patrick Flynn Show. Beautiful.
We're here.
We had no idea.
We are here.
Jason,
We're here.
where?
We're right here.
Yeah, but I'm saying, what?
It's Wisconsin.
Yes,
It's his first day,
it's
folks.
Wisconsin. It's my first day. So thank you for joining us.
That was
By the
Michigan.
way, ladies and gentlemen, join us April 10th, because that is a day that we are going to be drawing live on the Dr. Patrick Flynn Show. That
palm trees in
individual,
here.
I know, that's right. Continue to like and share. Continue to put on the palm trees. You will be entered in. And we've got tons of entries, and they continue to keep coming in. Now, we've even said to some people who are staff that you cannot enter, but for some odd reason, your name is still being added in, and we will not choose you. But by
My
the
name's
way,
in there like 15 times
when did you put him in?
when you weren't looking.
Dr. Jason Noble's name gets picked. Why? Because he numbers everybody 10 to 1 with the amount of names that you put in there.
Pull one out, put one in.
Pull one out and put one in. Beautiful. Dennis Suits, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Ashley Fazenden, I hope I said your last name right. I'm good at saying my last name, but I'll probably murder everybody else's, and forgive me with that.
I didn't figure that one out.
I have no idea. Heather Reed's, good to see you. Nancy, you were raising your hands. You were doing this. What's up?
I do have a question.
You do have a question. What is it?
What is it?
When breastfeeding, can you do juice fasting?
From Ashley Balza.
When
I saw that.
breastfeeding, can you do juicing?
Yeah. You can? Absolutely.
Would you recommend any
Well,
types of juices?
No.
Nope. Next question.
No, because I don't know her allergies.
Okay, but
Yeah.
see, that's key. Everybody, once again, juicing, it's so great, and you start throwing everything in the kitchen sink into that juice, but you might be allergic.
To the foods.
Testing.
So and I know Ashley, and I know I'm pretty positive she knows her food allergies. So what I would say to this is, what nutrients do we want to pass down to the baby. We want to pass them down foods that are congruent with how their actual body is made.
That's good.
So when you look at a baby, they're just little balls of fat and not much else, right? So you want to eat a diet that's a lot higher in fat, especially when producing milk, because that's what you're trying to pass on. So I wouldn't recommend it, I guess, is my final answer, because you're not going to get fat in the diet that way. Adding juice into your normal diet, absolutely.
Sure.
But I would drastically eat a heck of a lot more food when you're nursing than any other time.
So you just kind of talked yourself out of your initial
I
answer
did.
there. That's all right, though.
I do that
I
a
like
lot.
that. You do?
I doodle that, yeah.
Oh, you doodle that?
Yeah, because I doodle that.
I'm having a blast with this show today. This is awesome.
It helps. I talk myself through things and whoa,
What did you just do?
I shrunk.
I'm no longer the short person, the Oompa Loompa on the show today. It's now you.
I gotta get back up here. I can't
You
be
can't
shorter
do
than
that.
I'm
You
just
can't-
gonna sit here like this now.
Welcome to our world. It's like Wayne's World. You know?
This is what me and Ross go through
Party
on a daily
on.
basis, so we can't take anything seriously.
Well, not when you're shrinking over here. All right, let's get to this last question that comes in. Like I said, we've got a thread of emails that I wanted to get to because you are the man to speak into this. So we're talking about the fast and effective way to kickstart weight loss. And then we went into detox to get that baby fat off the body. Now, here's the question. How often do you recommend doing a cleanse?
Cleanses are tricky. Same thing holds true. You have to prep the body beforehand. You have to make sure liver and gallbladder is functioning really well, because a lot of times before you get the big old gallstones, you have microcrystals in there. And a lot of times when you put yourself through a cleanse, you will dump a whole lot of those into the bile duct, and it's very small. And you can jam it up and cause a lot of problems. So after you go through your initial gut healing and detox, we often recommend like the first 10 days of the detox as a quote-unquote cleanse, maybe once every 6 months to a year.
Once every 6 months to a year. Now, talk for a second here. What is this prep phase? You're saying that sometimes it's more important that we actually take time before doing a detox cleanse regimen, and the preparation that goes into. What does that look like? What does one potentially need to do to prep their stomach themselves?
They have to find out their inflammatory triggers and remove them, and also anything else that's causing inflammation in the system. Get that out as fast as possible and knock down the inflammation, get some healing into the tissue first. Because that's essentially what leaky gut is, caused by essentially, we live in Wisconsin. What happens to our skin in the winter?
Dries
It's really
out.
dry and
Yep.
cracks up. Our intestines is skin, right? It's basically one layer of skin cells. They're just really thick. But what happens when they dry up is that they start to peel apart, and that's how we get leaky gut. And if you have a leaky gut and you dump a bunch of toxins into your system, it goes right back through and into the bloodstream. Jams up the liver, and you cause more trouble than you actually were in the first place. So that way, that first initial phase has to be calming down the inflammation and then getting some healing in there so that when you dump the toxins in, you can effectively eliminate them.
Sure. So I think a really good way, especially when we're looking at the last 4 minutes or 3 minutes, whatever it is, for people that are looking at weight loss, that are looking to do detoxes and cleanses, really what they need to do is look at their body as a whole. There's a preparation phase. There is also understanding the body and the triggers, especially when it comes to food sensitivities, and then setting your body up to succeed with the cleanse or a weight loss regimen. Just getting your body back to a healthier state first and foremost, because the byproduct then becomes
Weight loss.
weight loss. But it takes time.
Yeah.
And it's a lifestyle. And that's really, I think, the biggest problem a lot of people have is they want instantaneous results.
Right.
They want a quick potion or some wave of a wand, and poof, you just shed 20 pounds. And it's not always that simple. I've always heard docs say this too. Sometimes guys, when they do detox and they cleanse, they shed more weight. And then when women do it, they don't lose the weight as quick as a guy does. And that can be frustrating in its own right. It's a mental game as well.
A guy can stop drinking soda and lose 20 pounds in a week. A woman can stop drinking soda and gain 5 pounds.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, when it comes to that aspect of it, men and women are completely different when it comes
Yes.
to weight loss. Men, I hate to say this, ladies, it's so much easier for men to do it because they have a lot less going on hormonally and stress-wise.
Great question just popped in, ladies and gentlemen, from Annie Vissers. Let's take a look at this just real quick here. What if you have no gallbladder? How do you approach a detox or a cleanse?
Well, if you have no gallbladder, you have to be for the rest of your life taking a very good digestive enzyme to help replace what the gallbladder was supposed to do in the first place. So if you don't, obviously you can't prepare the gallbladder if it's gone, but you still have to go about it the same way. You just have to put that extra support in.
Beautiful, beautiful. So Annie,
Yeah.
make sure you just listen to that. You need a digestive enzyme.
Enzyme.
Do we have one here?
We do.
What is it called?
We do. It's called Wellzyme.
Wellzymes. There you go,
Yes.
Annie. That's what you need. Need a Wellzyme. We are right
Annie
at
of
12.
the Wellness Way Appleton.
Yes,
Yeah.
Annie of the Wellness Way Appleton. Yeah, it's awesome. She was up here spending the afternoon, or actually the morning and the early afternoon with us with Dr. Zach Poppendick. It was great to have her around the office today. So welcome to the team, Annie. Real quick here, there's another question. What if, let's see, what can you do for weight loss when you are in adrenal fatigue? And let's wrap it up with that one. Adrenal fatigue and weight loss, what can you do?
Go upstream. You got to find out why the adrenals aren't working as well as they should have in the first place, because if you don't and you don't address it, you're not going to be able to lose weight.
Test. Figure
Test.
out what's going on.
Test.
Dude, great show today, man. Always an honor to have you on
Did what
here.
I could. Hopefully I filled this seat adequately, or at least insufficiently.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a beautiful day here at the Wellness Way. We thank you for taking the last 30 minutes or 22 minutes, 8 minutes, whatever it's been. I'm just having a blast with this guy. Could go on for another half an
Don't
hour.
worry about math.
We definitely miss having Dr. Patrick Flynn in the studio. Continue to like and share, put in the palm trees, and enter so that you can possibly have your name drawn live April 10th at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, because you could be joining us and Dr. Patrick Flynn and a few others from our team in Maui. Doesn't that sound like a beautiful thing? But with that, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you once again. For those of you who are in Green Bay or the Greater Fox area, make sure that April 12th that you can see Dr. Jason as he presents his talk on the Wellness Way,
Journey to weight loss.
Journey to Weight Loss, on April 12th at what time?
6 p.m.
6 p.m. at Celebration Church. And the link is put up there by Fancy Nancy Gruzy, and you can go there to Eventbrite, sign up, or you can buy the link to watch it online. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we bid you farewell. Have an amazing rest of your day. Join me tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. for Wednesday Morning Quick Hits with me, Ross Skorzewski. See you next Tuesday.